kind of like have stuff to do.
I feel like I'm at the dentist's office.
Because of the music?
Yeah.
It's my intro music, Angie.
But it's just like...
It's very common. It's very soothing. So we are now recording. So you're good. So welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling, where we interview special guests each and every week from different walks of life in the reselling world. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows of reselling and dive into great conversation. We are positive I almost got through it, but without messing up. You're going to hear something that's going to help you become a better reseller. I'm your host, Ray. And guys, I am joined by two wonderful people here. We have Tim over the years and Angie Resells, and we have Paul the Philly Flipper is going to come on once he gets home. But guys, today I really wanted to talk about this, and the panel that we're going to have in today's podcast, we're going to talk about content creation as a reseller. Kind of a little bit of a touchy subject to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So we're going to discuss it because I know that it's like a fine line that we always tote. Are we content creators or are we resellers? Are we using reselling as a vehicle to become a content creator, or what the deal is? So let me start off by introducing, you guys can go around. Angie, let us know, for the people that may not know you, who you are, what you do, and kind of like your content creation story, and then we'll move it over to Mr. Tim over the years.
Yeah, well, I am Angie Resells. I am one half of the Let's Do Lunch podcast. So if you haven't heard of that yet, you need to get on over there and subscribe. That is a podcast about women in reselling. So basically, I have been mostly an eBay reseller for the last over 25 years now, which is insanity. Recently, in the last year, I started really trying to do other things like cross-posting with Vendu to branch out, because while eBay used to be, or it wasn't, a pretty easy way that you could make a living all in its own island by itself, times have changed and we need to diversify more. So that's something that I have been really working on this year. And as far as content creation, y'all know I have my channel, Angie Resells, but I have been significantly unfocused with that. So I've had it for a few years, but I haven't had the growth because consistency is key with this. And Tim will talk about his channel, but I'm the same way. Another thing that I'm doing that's content creation is I make videos now for brands. So it's something called UGC, user generated content, where you don't have to have a big following, but brands pay me to make videos for them about their product because they want real people rather than big influencers. So now my content creation is even more, too many eggs in one basket kind of thing, because I'm doing that kind of stuff and Amazon influencer videos and reselling videos. So finding that balance has been a challenge for me. And that's really what I'm hoping to get more help with, from support from you guys.
Well, we're all here. It's kind of like a group. We're all kind of like helping each other out. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing about having resellers as friends that we can trust, because we can also bounce around reselling ideas like, hey, what's working for you? What's not working for you? And at the same time, someone like us that is reselling and doing content creation, what's working for you? What's not working for you? And Angie, you talked about just not being consistent in your content creation, but you're a full-time reseller.
Yes.
So
content creation is just a hobby that I like to do.
Exactly. So it's like, what's paying your bills is the reselling. So that's 100%. That fine line to, hey, I need to focus on reselling and then maybe do a little content because it's a hobby.
Right.
But just like anything, you have to put in the work to see what it's going to come out of, and that's kind of like the content creation. And I'm kind of in the same boat. For the people that might not know, I work a full-time job and then also resell and do content creation, and it's a lot. And my wife hates me almost every day for doing everything. So but it is a lot. And now this year that we discovered Whatnot, a lot of my time has been dedicated into growing our Whatnot following, because in the future I see that being something that completely can take over my eBay business, if not quit selling on eBay altogether. I know that's blasphemy for a lot of people that are listening, but that's how much, and I'm going to go ahead and I am putting in the work in that, so later on I can hopefully reap the benefits of that. But
well, I'm taking Ray. Ray has been hounding the Whatnot, so I have shows scheduled for next week because he is like, you gotta do it. So I'm right there. But
so
in my family, though, Ray, you're right about reselling, because I don't have a spouse who works another job. So if I don't sell stuff on eBay, we don't eat. So
exactly.
that's a little bit different for us than, most families.
And just like anything, like I said, you got to put in the work and hopefully you'll reap the benefits in the future. And that has to do a lot with content creation as well, reselling. And I know that you do YouTube auctions. And Tim, do you still do YouTube auctions?
No, well, I stopped everything on my YouTube channel for the last 8 to 9 months. So, but I was doing YouTube auctions once a week.
But are you in the future, do you see yourself doing YouTube auctions?
Yeah, so I'm still going to do, I'm not going to do it at the same frequency in which I was doing it before.
Yeah.
I want to kind of, obviously, like, I'm a big Whatnot, supporter, and I've been on Whatnot for over 2 years now, and like when I was screaming from the top of the mountain about Whatnot, most resellers were looking at me like I was crazy, which they normally look at me like that anyways, but believe it or not, every once in a while the stuff that comes out of my mouth makes sense. So I big fan of the Whatnot. So I think that I'm going to be probably transforming some of my audience and pushing them towards Whatnot and doing the type of sales I was doing on YouTube on Whatnot, but I still want to be able to keep the YouTube, sale going when I start them back up, at least,
Can I ask why?
Why keep it? Because for multiple reasons. Okay. One reason being because not every one of my viewers on a YouTube auction are going to be easy to transfer to Whatnot. There's going to be a gap of technology sort of thing, comfort level for some people. Mm-hmm. So I think that is one of the reasons. The other reason is because maybe you make a little bit more money on YouTube because you don't have to pay the fees, obviously, that you have to pay on Whatnot. So that'd be another reason why. And I'm just a firm believer in having the options open for everything. So for me, it's like, if I could do one YouTube sale a month, maybe alternate one YouTube to one Whatnot sort of situation, then I think that's something that comes. And also because before I stopped doing YouTube, and before now, obviously I'm back doing YouTube, but before I stopped, that community that I built on my Whatnot live auctions was so strong. It was the backbone. Like, it literally was, it was what Whatnot is now for a lot of people. So that's one of the reasons why I just think that, I don't want to just abandon it and make it look like I'm just chasing after the Whatnot bag, the Whatnot money, because that will be there. I can still do that without sacrificing completely never doing a YouTube auction again.
Here's my issue with that. And my role here is to play the devil's advocate. So if you guys, I'm going to be the person that's going to be asking questions. But don't you feel like, in my opinion, I feel like it's just a waste of time. Like chasing the money, doing the invoicing. I just feel like it's not worth it.
Well, absolutely. That aspect of it for sure is definitely something that's difficult. And I think that's what pushed a lot of the, the YouTube auction people from YouTube to, to Whatnot. But all that being said, the thing is if you have a system and a process, it makes things a lot easier. Another thing that's really good too is that PayPal has now been incorporated into Pirate Ship. So that helps with your shipping process and invoicing a little bit as well, as far as the YouTube auctions go to. And like, it's like you have I have a process. So like for me, the invoicing and all that stuff is not a big deal. And it's like 95% of my viewers that are buying on YouTube auctions have bought from me before. So it's not like I have to like, you know, grab a bat and start breaking kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty good. So, and if somebody doesn't pay, it doesn't. It's just like eBay. Like if I sell something on eBay and somebody doesn't pay, you know, hey, it goes back into the next sale. Move it over to whatnot. Relist it on eBay. And also you have to remember that when I was doing my YouTube sales, all of that stuff, pretty much 90% of it was sourced, brought home, cleaned, and put in the YouTube auction. So like the whole process is just like whatnot, except for the invoicing. That's the only difference.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about your your content creation. You know, you're recently back on YouTube. You took a little bit of a hiatus.
A lot of
now
it.
you're putting in YouTube. You're making YouTube videos 3 times a week. You know, one of your short form videos went viral because you're over here stealing old man's hats, stealing hats off of old people. So tell us a little bit about that, Tim. Why? And guys, if you want to hear Tim's long story about him being gone, go over to his YouTube. And you know, that was his first video. But just give us a little bit of the cliff notes here, Tim.
Yeah. Cliff notes, always a difficult
You're
thing when it
asking
comes
Tim
to
for cliff notes.
I know, and I preface just condense it to him.
It's
You
a
got-
terrible
put
person to
I'll
ask
put a
cliff
minute.
notes.
We'll put a minute clock on you. Tim.
Okay, so basically, I'll tell you this. I started creating content on YouTube before I even knew what a reseller was. Before I even knew what I was doing was reselling. I created my YouTube channel originally to direct traffic to my Etsy store. So like I guess I was an original like person that people probably would have hated if they knew what I was doing, because I was basically trying to create viewer sales before I even knew what a viewer sale was. So that was my main thing was, and I'm a creative mind. So I love creating. So like being in front of a camera, obviously everybody here knows I could talk for hours upon hours. So like all that stuff was natural for me. Like I've been a stage performer before, so like none of that like bothers me, talking and all that stuff. I love editing. I love being creative. So I started my YouTube channel, and it got to a point where like it started to kind of like create some buzz. I was doing the circuit of YouTube shows, and I had some supporters.
The circuit. What's on the circuit now?
The circuit now is, I mean, Flip Side, this show, Let's Do Lunch, Resell Information Network, Trash
it's a
to
new
Cash.
circuit.
Yeah, it's a whole new circuit now.
Updated circuit, better circuit than the past.
Yeah, so I started like creating a buzz, and like I really enjoyed creating content. So I was just doing it. You know, it was more of like this is what I'm doing in my life. So very vloggy sort of style without even knowing it was vloggy style. But then, you know, as I grew my reselling business, the rate of my YouTube channel was not growing at the rate of my reselling business. And then I switched from part-time to full-time, and then I got married and we got a house, and like, so things kind of just, you know, started to change in my life too fast, where I couldn't put 100% into my YouTube channel. And for me, I'm one of these people that's like, I'm not going to do something if I can't do it 100%. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to half-ass it. So I realized that, and also I got completely burnt out, and obviously you can learn more about that on my channel. But like all of that combined, I kind of just was like, you know, I can't do it anymore. But I was still doing like the live shows on Resell Information Network, which was kind of like feeding the beast of content creation. And I was still doing my football channel, you know, which is another monetized channel. So like I have a lot of YouTube content creation sort of situations. And then obviously I dabbled in TikTok, but I think it was more so of, okay, I know I can do this well. I know I can. For me, content creation is only about two things: entertainment and providing value. There's no other, those are the only two things that matter when it comes to creating content, in my opinion. And so like, you know, I had people like Paul, people like Kevin, you know, who were really pushing me and being like, you know, you got to get back into doing this. I think you can be really good at it. And, you know, so like, I kind of just was waiting things out to try and figure out, you know, making sure that when I jump back in, I have a plan. So I literally just one day I was like, all right, now's the time. And I just recorded that video. And then once I did that, it was like a level of accountability. Like now I'm here, I have to, you know, do it. So I found a way to be consistent with it right now. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was gone from 9 months from my main channel. So like now it's just about, you know,
He
learning
took a
and
paternity leave. He pretty much gave birth to a kid.
yeah, basically. So it's about learning and you know what you guys said in the beginning of the show. Just kind of reflect on that and close out my words right here on this particular question. Was that the community is something that's special and unique if you use it to your best ability, and that has a lot to do with obviously there's like subcommittees, so not subcommittees, but sub communities, you know, that are like you can watch like YouTube's like content creation tips and stuff like that. But like really listening to some of the people, like I was fortunate enough to hang out with Carrie last like almost a year ago. And you know, me, him, and Dawn went out to eat dinner and stuff like that. And we like, you know, we like talked like it was like a normal conversation about just like everything, right? But like a lot of it kind of related back to some information that he was giving me. Like he was giving me game, and I was like all ears. Like I'm a sponge. So it's like, you know, listen to what some of these people are telling you. Like it's always going to be different. It's always going to change, but there's a lot of good information out there. Like you don't necessarily have to copy something that somebody's doing, but you know, kind of take some ideas from things and then reworking it so that it's your own and just, but like short form content, long form content, there's so many different avenues and ways that you can attack this. So I think it's just important to kind of take advantage of the people that are out here in this community and learn what you can. And then, you know, also do your research, look into some, you know, other stuff. And obviously there's a lot of stuff out there that's just going to tell you, oh, do this and you'll get 1 million subscribers. It's not going to happen like that. But there are certain things within that you can learn from.
There you go. There you go. Paul,
That was a 6 minute and 34
Did you time
second short form answer, by the way.
Did you time it?
I was
timed it.
I was trying to be rapid.
I thought we gave him a minute, Ray. I thought you said
I didn't
1
want
minute.
He didn't take a breath. He didn't
There
take
was
a breath.
actual
did it.
questions though in the time too. So like I was answering questions on top of it. So I got like bonus time. You know, it's like extra time in a soccer game.
Right.
So
Oh,
Paul,
okay.
Philly Flipper, tell us about your now, Paul, you're full time, right, Tim?
Yeah,
full-time
full-time.
reseller.
Yep, full time.
Now, Paul, tell us about you, your reselling / content creation. Paul's got like 50 million channels.
Full time all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I am.
Full time all the time.
I actually had an idea today for a new channel, by the way. So
Ooh.
might be
Oh my
another
goodness,
channel coming.
Paul.
Might be another channel coming. I'm just saying. Also, Ray, you're a little out of the touch. All three of us got Rode mics besides you, man. But why aren't you on the Rode game, man?
I'm a Blue Yeti microphone, guys. I bought this at the
Man,
bins for
Nah,
$5.
man,
But I
missing
got the
It works
upgrade
just fine.
upgrade road though. You know what I'm saying?
Tim
Y'all
got the
really-
bougie Rode.
Y'all really need to get into this. It's a game changer. It'll save your life. No more
He
plugging.
got
up to-
everything plugged into to
everything
the
is
thing.
inside the mic. No need for interface. None of that stuff.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Paul, tell us about your reselling content journey. I know Paul's, like I said,
How
we
much
always-
time do I have?
Well, give us a little
1
clip notes.
minute.
I know that we always kid you about having multiple channels, but you do have multiple channels that you work hard, and there's reasons for that. But what made you start YouTube? Because YouTube is your biggest platform, subsidized by Instagram and some TikTok and some other ones. But what
Yeah.
made you want to start making content from reselling?
I make no money on the other platforms so far. Besides Facebook, Facebook started paying me this week.
Facebook.
So I'm
There you go.
finally
Congratulations.
starting to make money on Facebook. I'm in some kind of bonus thing where they're giving me money to put out videos or whatever.
How
So we're
did-
putting everything on my Facebook.
Can I
now.
ask questions? Am I allowed to ask questions?
No.
let I know you're gonna ask how do you get monetized on
Okay,
Facebook,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
You need
wait.
5,000 followers and like 10,000 like minute views, something like that. It's
And that's
pretty
on
much
a,
like
on
YouTube.
on like
On a
a
page.
page, not like an
A
account,
business-
right?
yeah,
It has
a
to be on a
business
business
page,
page. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just copying and pasting my content from YouTube onto Facebook. I'm not doing anything extra just for Facebook. And this week I started copying and pasting my vlogs onto the same Facebook page as well. So they're getting all my
Oh.
garage sale content and my vlogs now too. I started with the moving vlogs from the warehouse. So people out there think I just moved. They're like, "Oh, you just got to Florida? You should check out this, and this."
Oh
I'm
my
like, "Okay."
It's funny how
so
many different kinds of audiences there are on all different platforms.
yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I see a lot of potential in Facebook if they keep it that way. We'll see. But how did I get started on YouTube? It was the original question.
Or
I
just
want to
like, is
drive.
that where you initially started your content creation?
Yeah,
journey
it was
on
you.
YouTube?
I know. Originally, it was Instagram. I started my Instagram before anything. I had Philly Flipper Instagram first. That was to share the cool finds that I found in my storage units. So if you guys scroll all the way to the bottom of my Instagram, you'll see stuff that I found in storage units. The YouTube was started to drive traffic to my Etsy store.
What?
There you go.
I'm kidding. No.
Oh, fixing to say.
I thought you were serious. I'm like, what? Etsy?
He's making croc giblets
Uh,
on his Etsy
the
store.
the YouTube was started because on that Instagram I would be posting stories from my storage units and all that stuff and doing little tidbits and that. And my friends were like, "Hey, we want to see more than just stories. We want to see what's actually inside the storage units." That's what the YouTube was started originally. Was for my friends to post what I found in storage units, and that's what I did for the first like 100+ videos. Yeah, never
Store units.
never thought I would get to something like this. I thought it was just something I would share with my friends, and that's where I went. I had no clue, like about besides like 5 people, I had no clue about anybody else at YouTube channels. I knew about like Shed Flips, about Cincinnati Picker, about Commonwealth, about Part Time. Like that's about it. I didn't think there was anybody else outside those 4. So I had no clue there was a community out here until like 2 years later. Yeah.
But when did you get to the point to where this could be a viable thing that I can do to make an extra income from it, from content creation?
A long time.
You
I
know,
started.
'cause, I mean, 'cause you're very, because we talk all the time. You're very particular about how things need to be like the algorithm and the titles and the thumbnails and
Yes.
like all this little meticulous in the weeds kind of stuff to get to that. But I know that the initial Paul the Philly Flipper that was looking for stuff in storage units that only 5 people would have watched his channel.
Hey,
That's
it was
not-
more than 5. It was like
Okay.
50. Okay,
Well, you're-
show some
you're
respect to
you're
the
5
OG, the 50 OGs
But like,
who
when
were
did
there
that?
from the
When
beginning.
did those two? When did old Paul meet new Paul?
A long time. So I started my channel in 2019. I got monetized in 2021. So 2 years of doing videos, I make a penny, and then monetize. People think, oh, let's say you're $1 million when you get monetized. No, I was monetized, and for probably another like year and a half, I was making $20 a month, maybe, on YouTube. So it wasn't until, sheesh, 2022, middle of 2022 is when like I started seeing like actual income come in. And then when I decided to move to Florida, the big reason why I could do the move was that was already August or September of 2022 is when I could see that I could pay my mortgage or my rent payment with my YouTube check. That was about August of 2022.
Amazing.
And then it's been slowly increasing. I had my best month on YouTube in May, and then it's been downhill ever since.
Oh,
Well, it's gonna pick up because winter is better. 'Cause
Summer,
everybody's
yeah.
home watching
May was
content.
great. June was really good. July was meh. August was meh. September starting off meh.
Man,
We'll see.
it's funny.
I mean,
how,
again, it's meh for me. It still
good.
pays all my bills. Like it's
Yeah.
not like it's like terrible. It's all my bills are still paid from the YouTube account. Just I've seen like what it could be like in May, and I was like, ooh.
that
Ooh.
just gets you going.
You
Oh.
said
Guys, I don't want to give Paul any more ammo to his big-headedness, but this man works really hard
Yeah.
of everything that he does.
Give me
so
more ammo, please. I
Yeah,
need more
so
big head ammo.
I just want to commend that. And guys, again, we keep saying you reap what you sow kind of thing, but just the thing that you brought up, Paul, about that a year ago, you saw that it was actually good income coming in. Isn't that crazy how a difference a year can make? So
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
someone that's listening right now that is just has a YouTube channel that's doing okay or maybe floundering, but literally can put in the work in that year and just grind, and it can completely change your life to where Paul's living in sunshine all the time,
Sunshine.
making
all
it
time.
making his rent payment by just YouTube income alone. So I mean, that's something. And then to bring it back, the reason why, what would be, let me ask this question to everybody. What's the reason that you wanted to do content creation in the first place? Just to monetize something that you're already doing, making money for a hobby? Like, what was?
I saw no money in it to begin with. I didn't think it was something I would ever monetize. Again, I said it was just something I could share with my friends. I had no like Tim said he's a creative mind. I didn't think I was a creative mind at all. I had no clue how to edit. I had like none of that stuff. It was just like, hey, my friends want to see what I found in storage units. Let me show them what I found. And then very quickly, my friends lost interest because they thought it was going to be like gold and like freaking Picassos in every single storage unit. And when they saw it was nothing but clothes, furniture, and porn, they were like, what's the point of me watching? It's the same stuff every single storage unit.
They wanted storage wars.
They thought it was storage wars. Yeah. I still haven't found it. I think I bought 300 units in my life. I still haven't found one gun. They find a gun every single episode. I don't believe it. Maybe they're shopping in Tim's hood. I'm sure. I'm sure in Tim's neighborhood, every storage unit has a gun in it. but
and a kilo.
Probably in the same drawer. The same drawer probably has a Bible in it too. Just
cut out with the kilo inside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All the pages. So, Angie, what about you? What made you want to start making content creation about reselling?
Honestly, I did it not for money at all. I never even considered making money. I had done eBay for so long, and I helped people start doing eBay over the years. And my kids kind of pushed me on it. They said, you know so much about reselling. Why don't you do it? And I was like, oh, I was really, really apprehensive. But one day I just said, okay. And I had no equipment. I had nothing. You know, we started with a Blue Yeti mic and
terrible start.
And, you know, just a little webcam. And I just decided to do it. And it's because I wanted to, like, no one understood me. I mean, my kids have been around reselling their whole lives, but no one in my life besides like my family got reselling. They didn't like find it interesting or whatever. So I like the idea of there were other people out there that liked reselling. You know, my kids are always like, oh, reselling, you know? So it really was just to make friends and like maybe teach some people how to do it. And I've always, you know, I got out of debt 100% by reselling and just wanted to be able to share that with other people. And I wasn't monetized like Paul for 2 years. It took 2 years for me to monetize. And it's been a super slow growth because I've taken time off like Tim and I haven't been consistent. But for me, it's always been about, you know, just helping other people. But at this point, I would like to get to the point where I'm like consistently putting out content and it be something that is more viable as a channel rather than just about the friendships and the fun of it. Because people don't realize it's a lot of work. I seriously have never seen anyone work as hard as Paul. There you go. I hate to say that, but
look at all these compliments I'm getting. Tim, your turn. Compliment me.
But
next.
seriously, he's up at 6:30 in the morning and working till he goes to bed. So like it doesn't, you know, it's not easy money that he's coming by. I mean, this is hard work.
Benedict every morning, and
I know.
Well,
we love to see what he eats.
Eggs Benedict ain't cheap, man. It was $22 freaking
restaurant,
bro.
$22 freaking dollars for 2 eggs.
You get the hollandaise sauce on top of it too.
$22 for some eggs.
Yeah, it had smoked salmon on it too.
With the hollandaise, you get the hollandaise on there.
Of course, you got to get the hollandaise on.
Little chives.
It looked really good. Looked good.
It was delicious, but $22 freaking dollars, man.
I'm hungry. All I had was 2 7-Eleven donuts today.
I haven't had anything to eat today, so
yeah,
I'm
actually, I need to eat too.
I'm getting some sushi in me after this because because I can. Because they got the YouTube money now, right?
We're going to have a steak dinner tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, somebody's birthday is this weekend.
Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
Hey,
I'm turning 24, Tim.
Is that why I look like? Is that why you look like The Rock? I was wondering why you got to look like The Rock today with the gold chain and the black shirt. That's
it's a black shirt.
Nah, so you gotta be older than 24, bro.
Yeah, dude,
he's like 39, I think.
No, I'm
he's
24,
39.
Tim.
He's 39.
My life is just
38.
hard.
Oh, so we're like the same. We're pretty much close to the same age.
38?
37.
37.
Okay.
I'll be 37 tomorrow.
Okay, so I got a couple years.
How old are you, Tim?
39.
39, yeah. See? So,
me too.
there you go.
Yeah, same.
So, Tim, What was the reasons for you to start content creation?
I
about
got
your
into
reselling?
content creation solely because
That's
I
right.
thought it
He
was
wanted
cool.
viewer sales. He
I
wanted
thought it
viewer
was
sales.
cool, and I thought I could. I thought it was. I'm a business. So listen, in heart, I'm a businessman. I'm a hustler. I'm a businessman. Okay.
I'm a business.
Like I'm a
Businessman.
grinder. My life, I've been doing everything I've done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to build from the ground up myself. So like for me, I was like, you know, this is a good marketing. This is a good business tool. I looked at YouTube as a business tool. And so like that's why I started doing it. And then like I said, like I've been a performer, you know, I've done a bunch of different things. So like I was like, okay, I can, you know, this is just
Shipping
turning on the
gals.
camera and me doing me, you know what I'm saying? And then people started watching and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I found out that there was like other channels, and then I was like, I started looking, and then when I found out you could make money on YouTube, boy, that's when I was like, all right. I got sucked into that. Like I was the person who thought, you know, it was gonna be easy. I was gonna make $1 million. So like I grinded to get to that mark, that 1,000 views and the watch hours and all that stuff. Like I mean 1,000 subscribers and then the watch hours. I grinded. I got that. I think when I found out that's what I needed to make money, I was like, I think it only took me like a year to get to that point.
Nice.
And then like I was like, all right, you know, I was making money on the lives, you know, a lot of the lives, and then like I never had a video like then like so like my checks started coming in, and I was like, you know, this is a little good, you know, I would use it to buy supplies, you know what I'm saying? And then like I
Yeah.
Yeah,
realized
it's some
like
7-Eleven money. That's pretty much what it was.
exactly, literally like that's how I was looking at it, like, you know, like just to cut into some of the expenses of life, and then I was like, all right, like I started really thinking about trying to take it seriously. I was like, yo, like, and like I was looking at some of these other channels, like in my niche and then outside of my niche, and I was like, man, I could crush these channels. Like that's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, why are people watching this and not watching me? Like, I don't understand.
Everyone thinks like that. 'Cause
That's
if
how
you
I
do-
think too,
if
man.
you
It's
don't,
exactly how I
there's
think.
there is something wrong with you. You should have every sense that you can crush everybody in content creation.
Yeah,
Like,
like
you gotta
that.
have that to coach.
You-
You gotta have that dog in you.
It's
know?
crazy. It really is. And then I'm a big Gary Vee guy, and I was talking to Ray about this on the phone yesterday. And I'm a big Gary Vee guy. I've been following Gary Vee for like 6 or 7 years. So for
Same.
me, it was like, all right, now like he's giving me the way. Like I gotta, you know, crush this. And then like the thing is it can be deflating, very deflating. When you like put it, like you're like, I gotta, like it's like, so it's almost like being a musician or a rapper. Okay, like I wanted to say musician because you know I didn't want to be cliche, but it's like being a rapper, right? You go into the studio, you got the beat, you go in, you lay down the vocals, you like, man, I got a banger. And then you let some people hear it, and then everybody's like, you're like, and then it's a dud. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know how many times I put up a video and was like, this gonna be the one, this gonna be the one, and then they sit there and you're like, first 30 minutes, 4 views. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just got to get caught up in the algorithm. First hour, 12 views. I'm like, oh! You know what I'm saying? So like, it was so deflating. Like I never had a video go over 1,000 views, like in my first
Ever?
stage of monetization ever.
Wow.
So
Like still to this day.
no. So like
okay.
I had put out a video.
His comeback video took off. The one
Well,
he was
Yeah,
supposed
I
to
know.
do.
I had put out a video on how to clean Pyrex. This is when I started like really like going into like, okay, like how do I
Education and value.
provide value and how do I provide entertainment? Okay, like so that's when I started getting focused. I put that video out and it hit, and it didn't hit like crazy, but like I was like, oh my god, I got like people are watching this and like the comments, and it's actually an evergreen video. Like it's not like a crazy evergreen video, but like
It showed up on my homepage yesterday.
yeah, like 25 to
Nice.
50 people
So-
watch that video a day. But what's crazy?
I clicked on it even though I had
Just to interrupt
no
you right
reason to
quick.
watch it, but I clicked on it just to support you.
There you
Tim,
go.
right?
Paul, could
Yeah.
you define evergreen video for the listeners that may not know
Evergreen
what that is?
video is a video that is always green, which means that anytime during its cycle, it can be clicked on. So usually evergreen videos are how-tos or training videos that people are searching anytime, no matter what the season is. Somebody's always going to be searching. So for example, in Tim's on how to clean Pyrex, there's always new people that are buying Pyrex that have never cleaned it before. They're going to go to YouTube and search how to clean Pyrex, no matter what season it is, what year it is. That's what evergreen videos are. Does that make sense?
That video has, I think, like 12,000, 13,000 views. So like it's nothing crazy, but it's like it's there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so after that, I started doing a lot of how-tos and like how to pack videos because, you know, like that's my specialty. So then I had those kind of hit a little bit, you know, they got over 1,000. How to photograph uranium glass. That one hit a little bit. It's got over 1,000. So I have those like in my, like, you know, my library, and I can use those to refer to people. So it just kind of goes back to value and entertainment. Like I can be entertaining just turning the camera on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just who I am. Like I'm
Tim's
always
very
gonna.
self-aware of his entertainment.
I'm always. I mean, people look. They find me entertaining either
he's
because
not wrong.
they think I'm crazy, they think I'm foolish, or they just wholeheartedly like my like laugh or my energy, right? But
Right.
like you have to provide value too, because that sort of, I thought for the longest that me was just gonna get by. Like I was just gonna be like, I was gonna be a superstar, you know, like, hey, this is me. Here's the camera, money, cha-ching. You know what I'm saying? But like it didn't work like that. So you gotta provide value. So that's kind of like
That's
now
very
this
important.
this second time around, like I'm really like looking at, you know, providing value, providing entertainment, and being more interactive. Like literally, I was telling this when we started. Like literally, what people want. I'm asking people every video, what do you guys want to see next? So like that's how I'm gonna fuel the fire. Is just trying to keep doing that. So it's a wild ride, no matter what way you want to look at it. Like it can be deflating, but it can also be rewarding. It's like golf. You can suck for 17 holes, but man, you hit that one shot on 18 and get a birdie. Boy, you best believe you coming back to play another 18 next week.
Great analogy.
So it's just like that with creating content. And I think that now it's like, okay, I'm not looking at it like, damn, this ain't a banger, or I'm not going to make no money on this video. Like I'm just looking at it like I'm in my room just like gee, like just throwing it all on the wall, just seeing what sticks. I even used the arrow because Paul
He
said
did
I
use an
could
arrow.
without being a sellout.
I like how he asked for my permission if he could use an arrow.
I did.
or
I
if he
literally
could
asked
or he could use money.
said,
Stuff
man,
there,
look.
like this huge stack of $100 bills that I have right here.
I always told myself I
Whoa,
would
is
never
that
put an
real?
arrow. Nah, it's
No,
fake.
they're fake.
Oh, it's like I said, where'd you
I
get
got
that
them at the
money for?
bins.
So
That's
you-
awesome.
They could have fooled me.
Look,
Yeah,
everybody's like,
I
I
use it
need
sometimes
those.
in my YouTube videos and
Yeah.
stuff like.
Yeah, but there we go. Oh, you do. I just legit just Google a hand with cash. I
Oh,
put
really?
that in.
See what it says right there?
That's my thumbnail.
Motion picture use.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting. You
Yeah.
think you could drop it at a yard so people will notice?
I'm gonna do one of those videos like, hey, do you want $100 or you want to double it to the next person? You know those stupid
That's what it
videos.
is. I want to do that on it, but with like Beanie Babies. I walk around and cast.
You want
I'm like, do you want a
this
Beanie Baby?
or do you want to double it?
Should I double it?
That's great. That's
Hey, let me
great.
know when you're ready. I got a tote of those I can ship
Right?
to you.
That's hilarious. So
I walk around like I got 128 Beanie Babies. Do you want it? Should I double it?
Yo,
That's hilarious.
that might work. That might work.
that will work for
Because
sure.
you know some people think Beanie Babies are worth like thousands of dollars. You know, so they were like, "Whoa, that's a lot of money you're giving away."
So speaking of content and what makes good content, and I know that Paul always experiments in this, and I would say I would leave it to Paul because he has the biggest following out of all of us. But Paul, you separate your channels from strictly garage selling channels to your daily vlog channels.
Yes.
Now, do you feel like your vlog channel would have been successful if you didn't have your garage sale channel?
No, because a lot of people that came over to Vlog channel were people that watched my garage sale channel that wanted to know what I do in daily life. But because I'm using the specific keywords in the vlog channel, there are people that are finding me now through the vlog channel that would have never found me through garage sale stuff. So like I know some people like out there, like when I say sometimes on my vlogs, okay, so I had this video take off on the main channel. And people are like, "You have more than just this?" I have comments like that, like you have more channels than just this one. So like,
Wow.
so people are still finding to the vlogs, but it would have nowhere been anywhere near as successful as when I started it. If I didn't start it the way I did. So the vlog channel started out as a live channel way back in the day when I came back from the reseller rally, because Tim told me to do it at the reseller rally. Tim was like, this is what you need to do to succeed. I listened to Tim and I started. It may not have been Tim, but it was other people at the rally that told me to do it. So the vlog, so it was a live channel. That's what it's still called, Philly Flipper Live. I need to change that though. And yeah, that's the reason why I started. And then it kind of became like my fun channel. Like I wanted to experiment with different videos, but I was afraid to experiment them on the main channel, because when you do that and the video doesn't take off, and not only like people don't understand this, they're like, oh, what's the risk? You put one bad video out, whatever. Well, if you do a one video that is not like the rest of your videos, YouTube just like slaps you in the hand, and your next 3 videos don't perform well. Now, it might
really
not
want
mean
to talk to a YouTube person about that. Like
Like
I know
why
it's like
that
an
happens,
algorithm
right?
and stuff, but it's like, why does it? Is it just in our heads? You know what I mean? Like all that stuff.
Like even when I used to do auction house videos on my thing, I would have killer garage sale videos. I would be putting 2, 3. They were all bangers, all performing well. I'll do an auction house video because people wanted auction house videos. I
Right.
throw it on there. Auction video compared to my garage sale videos, auction house videos are getting about 80% less views, so 20% of the views. So that's
Wow.
already bad. I would get like 10,000 back then on my garage sale, 2,000 on my auction house videos. So whatever, it's one bad video. I'll come back with another garage sale. My next 2 or 3 garage sale videos will only get like 6,000 views compared to how they used to get 10,000.
Huh.
I don't know why, but it was always that way, because YouTube was just confused again. Like, wait, you're supposed to be putting garage sale videos. Like, we reward you if you put garage sale videos. If you put anything else, we punish you. That's how it seemed like for me to do.
You
Well,
think
now let me ask.
also that has to do with the audience that is subscribed to your channel. So you like
Correct.
they're watching the garage sale videos, and then all of a sudden you're putting an auction house video. They're like, well, I'm not into auction houses. I
Exactly.
just want to do garage sales.
Right.
And then that's where the numbers get a
But
little mucked.
there was a core that wanted auction house. There were a very loud core. There were like 2,000 people, still a lot of people that wanted it. So that's why I was putting out for them. But the rest of them didn't. And then when YouTube sees, whoa, you usually get whatever a 15% click-through rate on the video. So this is like this is behind the scenes here. People probably don't care about this stuff, but usually get a 15% click-through rate, and then there's a video that gets like 8% click-through rate, and they're like, whoa, half the people now stop watching this. Why is he doing this? Is he changing his mind? Blah 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 blah. The next couple of videos that you put out that are meant for your audience don't get pushed out as much. That's how it's been for me. So like, I'm always afraid to experiment on the main channel, and so I was like, oh, well, I have this Philly Flipper Live channel just in case I want to try something else, like starting doing order pool videos. That's why I put that on there. The vlogs I put that on there, and now the vlogs are taken off on there, so now it's my vlogging channel, I guess. But I still put experiments on that one because I mean it's not as big as my main one. So like when I had like challenges with like Amber resells that weren't really a vlog, it was just like a listing challenge, I put those on there. They didn't perform as well, but it's better to do that than put down the main and then just completely kill my main. That makes any sense.
And every
People
dollar
probably-
counts too, though, right? Like that's how since I've been looking at like my numbers since I came back, right? I'm like, yeah, this video is only gonna make me $5, right? But I mean, hey, that's $5, right? You know what I'm saying? It's getting me closer to getting that, because a lot of people don't know, like, there's a number you have to hit before you get a check from YouTube. They don't just send you money like, here's
write a check for $235.
Nah, you gotta hit. It's $100, right? It's been like 8 months since I got a YouTube check, but it's like $100, right?
Yeah. Well, you should get it this month after what
You
you've
should
been
get
put
it this
out,
month,
right?
hopefully.
Yeah. No, in my
yeah.
first 4 videos, I'm gonna get the check. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
there we go.
for me, it's like, okay, that's a week, and it's like, maybe it's 20 minutes out of my day, and so the way I'm looking at it is like, I'm a business, right? I am a brand. I'm a business. Everything about me. When I walk out the door, I'm a walking brand. I'm a walking business. So for me, it's like, if I'm doing something, is going to be some money coming in my pocket for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I operate. That's how my focus is. So like for me, it's like I'm not trying to be a millionaire YouTube famous, right? But
Right.
I am trying to make some bread. You know what I'm saying? Like this is part of my business.
I think that goes to everybody that is listening to this. How can we monetize the things that we're already doing and that we enjoy?
Exactly.
And I tell that to people like outside of here. Like I was talking to, I went to a birthday and I was talking to somebody, one of my friends, and they love to play poker, and he's like really good at it. And he was like, "Hey man, let me give you one of the give me one of your shirts or your hats, so next time I'm in a poker tournament I can wear it, and it's gonna be like on TV and stuff." And I'm like, "Say less, son."
Yeah.
So I was like, "You need to like start a YouTube channel and monetize it because you're already doing it. Why not make an extra $100 a month?" You know what I mean?
That goes to my next point on my next channel, by the way. How I said I want to do another channel. So check this out. All right, this is a crazy idea.
Breaking news, everyone.
I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I think it's.
Are you stealing one of my ideas?
I don't think so, but you can do this too, Tim. You're allowed. There's a huge niche out there for walking channels. Did you know this, Ray? Huge YouTube niche called walking tours. Go to YouTube, type in any city walking tour. Tons of views. Obviously, the bigger cities.
So like if
like
I live,
New York City,
walk down like Broadway here in Nashville.
Yeah,
I'm like, take a walking tour with me here in Broadway. Here's Tootsie,
let me make sure.
That's a lot of walking, though.
Right.
These videos are usually about 30 minutes long, so it's like only a 30-minute long that you would take.
You want to know the type of videos like a niche like that they do here is they do the hood vlogs. They're like there's a guy.
That's why I said you should do it.
There's a guy. No, listen, man. I'm not trying to get jacked, bro.
No.
Like you could. There's people that drive through like my neighborhood and like maybe 15 minutes from me in like Baltimore and places like that. There's this dude who literally just has a dash cam and he just drives through the hoods and the alleys at nighttime and he just
gets insane
Holy
views.
Crap.
There was one guy I watched on Kennington Avenue in Philly, which is like the most dangerous street.
Yeah.
Also did the same thing. And I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do it at night. That place is rough. Yeah.
That's funny.
But walking tour, I'm gonna look into that because I'm in DC.
Yeah, Broadway downtown walking tour. 120,000 views in the last 2 years on one video.
That's
another
crazy.
video has 20,000, 33,000. So 225,000 10 months ago.
Is it like, POV or
yes?
Yeah, it's just like
what is it? Like
so
GoPro?
Some do it one way or the other. Some people have the camera facing you. Then others, you have the camera facing the other way. You ask questions. Some people are it's just ASMR, where it's just the sound of the street. There's nothing else. You're just walking, and that's all you hear.
That's crazy.
It's just cars and all like that. Some people actually like say, "Oh, we're passing this right here. This is a really popular blah blah blah," and they talk about it. So it's a bunch of different ones. Like obviously the bigger cities like New York, DC, those do huge. But I've been slowly getting into, because I've been doing a lot of walking in the morning. I've slowly been looking into Sarasota stuff, and Siesta Key, the beach that I go to, there's videos of 200,000 views just on that beach alone for 20-minute videos. So I was like, if I'm going to be walking anyways, like you just said, I'm going to be doing anyways. If I can just hit record while I'm walking and put that out, and that has potential to make money, why not?
Why not? Why not?
Monetize
Why not?
your workout.
Walking brand. And you know what's funny? Since Tim said we're all like, brands, we are all literally brands. We all have like a certain way that we dress, talk, interact with people. And it's weird how that's how it is. Like Kristen's got her own brand and Paul's got his own brand. The Croc guy, you know what I mean? It's like it's like a thing. And
it's just because it's who you are. It's who you are, and you showcase it time and time again. You will be known as something. Like Tim didn't go into YouTube being known as the glass guy, but it's what he knows. He does really well. He keeps going to talk about it. So they're like, all right, Tim is the glass guy. That's just how it works. I buy a lot of ornaments. I just buy them because they're cool. I know a lot about them. I became known as the ornament guy. I don't know why. I didn't go into YouTube wanting to be known as the ornament guy. I bought Raggedy Ann like 8 times. Now people think I'm the Raggedy Ann guy just because I bought the doll a couple of times.
That's funny. It's funny how, you mentioned, doing things that you like to do and then monetizing. I was talking to my friend, at the birthday party. And I was like, well, what kind of YouTube videos do you watch? The poker guy. And he's like, dude, I'm obsessed with fishing ones to where
Yeah.
they'll literally do the garage sale style. They'll
Mhm.
stick the GoPro on their chest and they're fishing. And so like when a fish gets caught, it's
Yeah.
like them point of view shot. And I looked into it and I was like, wow, this is actually
It's
kind of
it's a,
exciting
it's a
because you're
huge
like
market too.
anticipating the fish getting
I
caught
would
on the
never
line.
even think to look at a channel like that.
I know,
So,
right?
I mean,
So
there's
it's
Some of
like
those
you have these-
videos are like 2 hours long, and they catch like 2 fish in 2 hours.
wow.
But you just sit there just anticipating for
Yeah,
the bite to
imagine that
happen.
sort of like that sort of videos probably have insane retention rate. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah.
Because they're waiting for the end, the climax and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
The
for me,
climax.
this is the thing that like I feel like that's a good transition, right?
The climax is a good transition.
Yeah.
It's always a good transition.
It's a good transition. So like,
Kid show, Tim. Kid show.
Lord.
so like
Pause. No.
now, as far as like,
What would say? Sorry, Tim. I hate to interrupt you, but what would you say? Speaking of climax, what would you say? Like a lot of the niche that we have are point of view garage sale videos, right? What is per se the climax in that video? Is it the end, like the good find? Because a lot of them, the good ones have you see the good YouTube channels. There's a story.
Mhm.
They're going through the
Mhm.
story, interacting, and that I think that's what makes a good YouTube video. All the ones that I've ever had that have hit, there's been some sort of story or something to where this is the problem. How do we solve the problem? Us solving the problem, and then the end result. But what would you say that the garage sale videos, like, what is the climax? Is it just kind of like instant dopamine hit of like, oh, Paul found that ornament for $30? That's a little dopamine hit there, a little dopamine hit there, here, little there, and at the end you just kind of tell them how much everything costs and how much you spent. Like what do you think it is that people are obsessed with watching garage sale videos? And then we'll get to your point, Tim.
if I knew, then I wouldn't be sitting at 4,000 subscribers. I think for me, I would say that like when I'm watching them, I don't know, like I like the interaction, and I think that it has to be something that like for me, I don't know, right? Like if I see somebody pick something up that I've never seen or picked up before, I'm hooked. That's how I get hooked, right?
Mhm.
Or it's the opposite. Damn, you missed that. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how many people make YouTube videos and don't pick something up on purpose in the video, but then actually pick it up and don't put it in the video just to get the interaction of the people who are saying you didn't pick that up.
You know what's funny? I use this on TikToks. I'll purposely say something incorrect or mispronounce something just for that reason. For the
That was
comments.
when Dave came on my podcast. He wanted to do that when he bought some manga books. He wanted to call them hentai books, just to get the to get the people to comment about it.
That's funny.
to see if it worked. But like to Tim's point is that many people watch for different reasons. Like, Tim like watches to see what pick up. People just watch to see what I don't pick up or what I miss. A lot of people like what I learned from my, I guess, from my audience is that they watch for my interactions. It's one of the biggest like compliments I always get. Is like, I love how you talk with the people, blah 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 blah. So like in the past, my videos even 2 years ago, I would cut all that stuff out because the people are just there to watch, see what I pick up. So like if I was talking to somebody, I would just cut that out because I'm like, nobody wants to see me chit chat with so and so. They want to see what I'm grabbing. But then when I've slowly started seeing that people are commenting, hey, can you put more of this in, put more of this in? I started putting more and more and more interactions in, and now people watch me for that more than anything. So it's all based on, I guess, what your target audience is and what they want.
It's interesting because I think, in I used to always get comments about how I talked to the people. They would, because I guess, my range of demographic is all over the place. Okay.
Right.
But like I get a lot of, of older, women, and they appreciate
Same.
my manners.
It's the
Yeah, I
beard.
know.
See,
Paul and I
mine's-
talked about this. They
You know, we-
appreciate my manners, and they always compliment on me there because I always like, you see how I talk normal, right? Like this is how I am. Like I'm kind of like, I'm a little edgy, urban, I guess you could say, right? But I'm very well mannered. Whenever I'm talking to people, I'm very well mannered. Always yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Because if not, my mom would catch me in the back of the head with one, or my dad catch me in the back of the head with
Same.
one. So
Same
like it's
here.
embedded in me. Like I say yes, ma'am to my wife sometimes just because it just naturally rolls off
yeah.
my tongue.
And she wants to hit you in the back of the head.
So
Right.
it's just like, so I think like that's super true too. I think it's just like it goes back to entertainment because people are entertained by seeing somebody like me who's kind of like a little edgy, this and that, and then they see me interact with somebody, and it's not fake. It just comes off like as
Yeah.
a surprise because they're like, like you just were very nice to her, but you're also very, like you might pull over and punch somebody in their face at the same time. I'm kind of intrigued.
Tim breaking barriers, one conversation at a time.
Once you figure that out, it's also becomes a lot easier to make videos because now I'm like I can put in this 5-minute clip. I mean, talking to this person, not even buy anything, and people won't click out because that's what they're here for. So like in the past, they'd be like, "Oh man, I gotta chop this up, just show what I found." It was so hard to make a long video because all I'm doing is just picking random things up and saying this is what it's sold for. Now that I can just throw in those little conversations here and there, especially it's a lot more fun if I'm going for somebody else because I'm always talking to the person I'm picking with. So there's always a lot of
Right.
back and forth with that.
Mhm.
So it makes so much easier to make videos because we just like if I go picking with Tim, we could just. I could probably just put the whole yard sale up and not even edit it. It's gonna be good because he's gonna say something crazy the whole 20 minutes while we're there. He's gonna say something out there. So it makes a lot more easier for me to at least to make videos when I realize that that's what people were watching me for. Also, it makes it easier because now I don't have to have that golden ticket item in every video for it to come out. And in the past, I was like, oh, I need to have this banger video at the end, banger item that I found that's worth hundreds of dollars, or the video's not worth making. Now, like the video I'm putting out next week, people will see, is about a couple that we met at this yard sale. I didn't buy anything at this yard sale, but the video is about that couple because of how awesome they were. Like they showed us their house, they talked about their whole life with us, like really awesome couple that we met at a yard sale, and the video is about them more than about anything that I found. So it's a lot
Interesting.
easier for me to do stuff like that.
Nice. So, Paul, with your experience, and I'll open this question up to everybody. What makes a good content video? Short or YouTube video?
Short
in this
form,
case?
don't ask me about short form. I
Well,
don't
we'll
know.
get into that here in a little bit, but long form. What have you
What makes
noticed
it
in all your videos? And I know Tim touched this a little bit about, and I've talked about this on several of my podcasts. I call it Ray's 3 E's for successful short form videos. If you can provide education, entertainment, or a sense of emotion in any of those videos, they're going to
Those are
perform
good.
well. If you can get all three in one, it's a
Yeah.
banger every time. So, in your experience, Paul, what do you think makes a good video from a bad video? Retention rate, or just in general, content wise?
I
You're kind
mean-
of we're going that way, anyways.
I think it also starts with the thumbnail, because you want people to click, right? So thumbnail is like a cover to a book. You're not gonna pick up a book unless the cover is good, right? So you got to have a good thumbnail for people to actually click. But what makes it a good video is actually that you deliver on the thumbnail. Like there's so many people that I unsubscribed from where they were like, epic, insane yard sale haul, and they found something that sells for like $30. And I'm like, why am I clicking on this video when you just pretty much lied to me, right? So like, I don't think clickbait works. I think click intrigue works. When you're intrigued, when people are
Click
intrigued,
intrigue.
No, that's
when
Write
they're,
that down.
when they're intrigued to see what you're there, but they're not baited on it, So for like stuff like my biggest video, it's called, what is it called? This was a first at this garage sale, and then on it, there's a little kid with a Pokemon binder that says, "I changed my mind." Right? So there's no clickbait of I found $1 million of Pokemon cards at a yard sale. There was nothing. All I wrote was this is a first at this garage sale. So people are intrigued to see what was the first. Why was this a first? And then on the thumbnail, the kid says, "I changed my mind." They're like, what did he change his mind about? Why is he showing Pokemon cards, and what did he change his mind about? And people click that, and that one has a lot of views, 650,000 views, and the average view duration, even though it's a long video, they get that much clicks. I think it's still 11 minutes out of 19. So people are still watching
Wow.
half of the thing. And now the crazy part is that what they clicked for, that yard sale doesn't come in until like the 13-minute mark, right? So what they clicked on to see is 13 minutes after they clicked. So I have to keep their attention for 13 minutes for them not to click away. So like the yard sales, the yard sales that I put,
climax.
yeah, so the yard sales that I put before there are kind of building up. It's in the same community sale. I talk about other things that happen, and I put a lot of like good action stuff that happens, a lot of good interactions. So the people are clicking to watch, and then out of nowhere, like boom, 13 minutes goes past, and they're at the point what they click to. So I think that's also really good for you to get them to click and then keep their intention the whole time. Now, Josh would tell you, Caleb would tell you that, hey, if you put the kind of video out, just put it right away and hit them with it. Give them a 7-minute, 8-minute video. For me, what I learned with my audience, that people want the longer stuff. So I went from
foreplay.
I went from a 12-minute videos to 60-minute video.
What is this show?
And now my stuff is 20 minutes, 22 minutes, 25 minutes. And it seems like the longer I make the videos, the more people click. So for me, that advice is not working. Yeah. So
I think that has to do a lot with YouTube as well, because they want people to be on the platform as long as possible. So if half of retention rate of a 20-minute video is 10 minutes, I would feel like YouTube
my
would
fifth
push
most
it out
popular
more.
video on my channel is an hour and 5 minutes long.
Wow.
My fifth most popular video on my channel.
I used to do those super long videos too, man.
Yeah, it's like legit just me opening boxes the whole time. I bought the guy's whole eBay collection. It's the guy that I bought the shark tooth hat from, Tim. The one that's the video where I in the beginning I go and I pay for it all. I bring it to my house and I open every single thing and I show what's inside the thing and I do a little counter of it. But it's an hour long, but people are watching the whole time because they want to see what's in the next box, what's in the next box, what's in the next box.
Yeah,
and they watch the whole thing. The AVD on that one is 34 minutes. So
Paul, you would actually think
well.
You would think that, because I've always heard like 8 to 12 minutes. So you disagree with that?
Again, it's if you're talking like Ray's target audience is, I think, is 18 to 35-year-olds, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So his would be
33% of my audience is 18 to 35.
So his
I
would be
think
best for 8 minutes to 12.
We all have the same demographics, which is
I thought so. Okay, this is the weird thing. I have to readjust things because my data is very.
It's skewed.
Yeah, it's very skewed right now. So like, I don't know at what point in time after how many videos, I'm probably going to take like a month. So 30 days from the first, because what do they do? They normally do like 28 days. Yeah. 28 days. So what I'll do is I'll probably I'll start really diving into the data 28 days after my first video dropped. And maybe not even after my first video dropped. I might do it from the second video because that first video is probably going to be skewed a little bit too, just because of all the people that came to watch that video because of, it being my first video back and so forth, and the message in the video. So I think that, that's going to be interesting to kind of analyze that data, because I'm a numbers junkie, but at the same time, I don't believe in algorithms. I think that they're
they're like dinosaurs.
The best way to beat the algorithm is to not believe in the algorithm, because it will drive you absolutely insane.
It drives me insane. Trust me. These guys know how insane it drives me.
So great segue here, Tim. Let's talk about short form content versus long form content.
We've been having a lot of behind the scenes talk about this one.
A lot of behind the scenes because I've been just, the algorithm says that you should have.
What did you say, Ray? Ray said you gotta. There's something you said that was really funny. You're gonna break the mold or something like that, right? That's what you said.
I'm gonna bust the myth or something.
Bust the myth.
I can't remember what I said, but people, more experienced people than me, of course, they say that you should have 2 separate channels, one for long form and one for short form, because the short form is going to manipulate or change the algorithm, and the important long form videos are not going to be shown. I think that's total BS in my opinion. I feel like the cream's always going to rise to the top no matter what the video is. If it's going to be a good long form video, it's going to perform well. And if it's going to do a good short form video, it's going to do well. If you see way bigger channels than any one of us, channels with like podcasts with like over 2 million subscribers, they have short form, they have long form, and just other channels that are just way bigger than us. Go ahead, Paul. You're going to disagree with what I'm saying.
I don't know. You sound like a robot to me. Is it anybody else or is it just me? I want to know.
Just you.
Check
Okay,
1 2.
so
Check 1 2.
Let me refresh that. I think my internet might be
It's
going.
the algorithm.
So
They're
can
like,
I ask you? Can I
"Stop
ask you a
talking
quick
about
question
this."
while we
go ahead.
wait for Paul to
I'm
come
through
back?
with my point. But what do you think about that? Let's start with Angie, then we'll go to Tim.
Okay. I don't know what to think, honestly, because that's where I'm at right now. Is I have been trying short form on my YouTube channel and just to see. Now I do know, I think, short form, the shorts, obviously Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, all those kind of places, they're great for that. But what I found is I'm getting a totally different demographic on my short form, good and bad. I mean, like some people like it, some people hate resellers, whatever. So more of those kinds of people. And I think younger people are looking more at the shorts than my demographics, which is usually over 40. So I don't know. And I'm finding it, I'm beginning to think after lots of discussions that they're not going to translate into actual viewers. Now I could get subs, but those subs may never watch my long form. So now I'm going to have a skewed number of subs who don't watch the bread and butter, the money videos, because you're making money on your long form, really not your short form, at least not on YouTube.
And I think we have to remember what the goal of the short form that we want. Are you in it to get subscribers?
Yeah.
Or do you want it to subsidize your long form to make it a funnel for people to watch your long form videos? And
yeah, and I do exactly. I don't want
that. You have to be able to get the people to watch it by, having like a call to action in your short form, or with the podcast. I think it's brilliant to do short forms because you'll see the clip and you're like, oh wow, I want to hear more of what Tim over the years has to say. Let me watch the full podcast. With podcasts, I think it's completely different to what we do, unless you kind of like leave them hanging a little bit, like in a garage sale. And then, but to make short form content, and, I've been experimenting with short form content, with TikTok or whatever. So I would say that I'm good, if not okay, really good at making short form content, because the story, you can't just, I think what a lot of people are doing is they're repurposing their long form into short form and literally just slapping text and not making it like you still have to have that story in there, or that Paul said, what'd you call it, Paul? The intrigue, click intrigue. You have to have that click intrigue.
You don't have that with shorts because people just scroll through
you
shorts.
Have 3 seconds. You literally have 3 seconds or less to get that click intrigue or that hook, or make it to where you're directly talking to the person on the other side.
Yep.
But then you have to be able to transfer those people over to the long form, and I think that's where it's being missed. And again, you have to see what is your goal with short form content. Do you just want it to gain more subscribers? Do you want it to subsidize? And we're talking YouTube here. TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, that's a whole different ball game. But
absolutely,
I'll toss it to you, Mr. Timmy.
So my question is, before I answer your question, I have to have a question to your question. Okay. Who told you that? That's what I want to know.
Who told me what?
Who told you that you need to have a separate channel for short form
There's
content?
a gentleman with
I did.
piercing blue eyes called Paul the Philly Flipper.
Who told you that, Paul?
Common sense.
Okay, I mean, like, are you
look at the channels that grew through shorts and look at how much views they have on long form?
He's not wrong. He is not wrong,
He
because the numbers
literally
are
showed
skewed.
us
Yeah.
all kinds of people and their views.
the-
I mean,
the-
I'm literally a perfect example of that, because I have the subs and the view ratios do not match up to what I have view wise. And that's a little bit towards my inconsistency of doing long form content. But my channel continues to grow because of the short form, and I get, if a short form video hits, I'm continuously getting views and more subscribers. Like there's been short form content to where I'll gain 300, 400 subs off of that 30-second video, which
Right.
to Angie's point, it's not translating into the money making aspect of the long form on YouTube. But if you make a good enough long form, which I don't think that I am currently, I think that you can do both, but you have to equally put in enough effort on both the things. And some people are better at short form, some people are better at long form.
And
That's
to
true.
add to that point, the way your videos get picked up by YouTube is when a bigger percentage of your subscribers clicks on that video. For it to get pushed out to the bigger masses, YouTube's like, wait, more percentage of Paul's subs are clicking on this video. This must be a good video. Let's push it out. When you have subs that just come from short form, your click-through rate on your long form is gonna go down because they're just there for that thing. So if you have like 30,000 subscribers, but they all came from short form, and then your long form video gets 1,000 views, YouTube is not pushing that video out to the public because only 1,000 of your 30,000 people clicked on it. Like,
I wonder
why
how
would they
true
push it
that
out?
is, though, because you would think that YouTube would put that into
The algorithm.
or put it into where is there two separate algorithm for short form?
It
or
is
long
it is
forms?
true because once you put your shorts out, your shorts are going to get to more people because the people that are sub to you for shorts are clicking on that, and that's getting way more push. It's just how it works.
But
just
do you
feel
think
like-
so? Do you think it's a downfall though? Because like my whole thing is
Yes.
this: is that like I like what Ray was saying too. Is that like it really matters to what your end game is for the short. Like for me, like I come from the school of thought where it's like if like I wanted to, I would just put out 4 shorts, 4 long videos every single day, all like just keep bang, 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 bang. Right? Flood the market with my brand, with my face, with my image, with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like for me, like I think I don't want to put out a short. Like there's in my mind, if I put out a short and somebody sees my short and subscribes to my channel, they're subscribing to my channel because they liked my short. They like my
Exactly.
short because they like what's in my short. But what if there's nothing different in my short that's in my long form except
But
for
they
that
don't
it's
know that.
shorter?
Because it is a different audience. They don't know
It's a
that unless they
completely
want to-
different thing. Yeah,
But how do you know that it's a completely different audience?
it's just proven, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, but how? How is it
But,
proven?
yeah, it's all myth.
Nobody
it's all myth.
knows-
We don't
nobody-
even know.
It's all myth. There's a
It's
channel with 300,000 subscribers that he got from shorts. He puts out long form and he gets 1,000 views.
I understand that, but listen,
But I don't
he's
think
getting his.
I don't think that the quality of that long form video is as good as this short form.
I looked at them. I think they're very similar.
But
but
this
it's
is my
just
thing is
long-
that he
'cause
got his
his long
subscribers
form,
from the short form. What if you have
Exactly.
your subscriber? You already have a base, right? Like say you're a channel like me, where I have a base of 4,000 subscribers that are from. Not even just from my long form content, but they're coming from all the places where they've seen me to my channel, right? And now I'm putting out shorts, right? But like my subscriber base is also watching the shorts. The people that are watching, for me, I look at the shorts I put out, I get eight subscribers, right? Like it's nothing crazy. Like for me, I'm working on such a smaller scale that I think that sometimes if you look at a channel like that, like you're the one you're talking about, the numbers and the data are so skewed in comparison to channels like us. You know what I'm saying? And so like for me, I look at it as a short as another marketing tool. That's all it really is, right? Like for me, it's a marketing tool.
But I get what you're saying, Tim. But when it starts messing with your money on your long form,
But
that's
why,
where
how
the
did?
issue
But this
comes
is
in.
this is the problem, though. Is that how do you know that it's messing with your money on the long form? What if you're making money on the short form?
Well,
But you're not making enough money
haven't
like you would
seen
on your long
enough
form.
money on the short. Again, I'm not against shorts. I think there's
Right.
enough room for short form content. TikTok is paying pretty well right now for videos over a minute. Again, TikTok is realizing too that we can't put any ads on videos under a minute. There's no money you can make, so they're paying a lot better for videos that are at least a minute long. There's definitely a market for it. I just think it has to. I think it's a separate people. Different people watch shorts than they watch long form. I know, like when I'm in the mood to watch shorts, I'm just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I'll be scrolling
Junk
for 10
food.
minutes, but I'm never going like, oh, I never scroll through something and I'm like, oh, let me go to this guy's channel and watch whatever else he has.
Really?
That's true. I never
have
do
done
either.
That is so weird to me because
I've never
literally
done that.
that's
The
the
only-
first
the-
thing that I
the
do.
only-
I
The only way
never
I do that is
click on a person's-
podcasts. The only way I
Mhm.
do that is podcasts. Like
Same.
I'll see a clip
True.
and like, wow, that sounds like an
That's
interesting
interesting, yeah.
podcast. I'm gonna go and listen to it on the long form content.
Yeah,
I
That's
don't think-
crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just
different.
always but the algorithm still picks it up because if I watch somebody's full short and I skip some other people, later down the line I'll see somebody else from the same guy. It'll be the same, and I'll watch the short again or whatever. And then next time I go to the shorts, that guy always pops up.
Right.
So like, I will still see more of it, but I never go on the thing. That's why so many people also repost these things because they know nobody's gonna go on their thing, so they can post the same short every single month and it'll get picked up again. And you can go on their channel and they'll have the same video 25 times because nobody is scrolling through their stuff and looking at it. So
Well, here's an interesting thing. I've put out short form this week, only short form on YouTube because I wanted to see
on YouTube.
on YouTube. I wanted
Okay.
to see how the demographics work because I use this social media. I use Metricool and it gives me analytics. I am almost all exclusively 40 and up, almost exclusively like 70% women. But with the short form, almost all of my viewers are either 18 to 24 or 25 to 34, and half of them are men.
Yeah.
Those people aren't watching my long form.
See, that's weird because like I look at my mom, I look at my wife's mom. They're sending me YouTube
Yes.
shorts all damn day in the group chat.
Yeah.
So the people, the age group is definitely out there that are watching it. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Oh,
that's like,
it's out there, but it gets so outnumbered by how much young people are watching it compared to old people. At
Yeah,
least the
it's
short
just, I
form
mean, I
content.
have views for my normal demographics, but I'm getting way more of this younger who are never gonna watch my long form.
but
And
what?
so
Why do you think that though? Why do you like? To me, that feels like feels like defeat. Like,
No,
are we just
I think-
assuming that nobody's gonna watch our videos from a
I
different
No,
demographic?
I'm
I
sure
think
like
it's
maybe
better,
a couple.
No, I think it's better to know your demographics.
Yeah.
If I'm not a kid, so I'm not going to get my children. My daughter is 25. Her friends are not watching me unless they're watching me to make fun of me because I'm their mom. They have had viewing parties of that, like drinking.
Oh, there we
parties.
go. Yeah.
Every time Angie does this,
You
we all
know,
take a
it
shot.
Must be, that's probably good AVD right there. Give a
Actually,
good,
No, they do.
good
They've
view
had
ratio.
parties where if I say or what, they're all drinking. Okay, so but I'm not getting that demographic. And that's okay with me. So I cater my videos to the people who are watching. I want to talk to women who are like retiring and want to make some extra money, and people who are like moms who are stay at home and really want to do something with their time that's productive. I'm not looking at the young mom who just got married or whatever, or these young kids who are still in college. That's not my demographic, but those are the people watching my shorts from what I can tell. So that's really telling to me that those people are not going to be interested in me as as a content creator. Whereas I just, Paul is the one who said, you're kind of doing it wrong. And it's really telling to me with looking at the analytics that he's right. I'm getting the wrong people watching my
And
shorts.
again, you can build both though. That's the
Oh
beauty
yeah,
of
yeah,
both
for
channels.
sure.
You just put a shorts channel out and just pop those up. You will get that same crowd coming back, and that channel will also flourish.
Okay,
I just
can you? What are your thoughts then on mixing it? Like, I'm not saying that you have to put out like. What if I put out one short for every 4 long form content videos
think
that
that's
are that have absolute direct correlation to my long form content? Like, there's not like any sort of like off the wall difference. Like, we have direct correlation from short form to long form content as far as the content identity itself. And we're releasing one short form video for every 4 long form videos.
That would be interesting experiment to do.
Yeah, I have never tried that, but like I said,
Yeah.
I know other people had tried to do all these other things and do shorts and do all this other, and then bigger names too, and they stopped. They stopped because they didn't see it help. I know,
They
like
gave up. They
I think
quit.
it's just
they didn't give
I
up.
think-
we-
They
I think
posted
that's
it on other channels. They're
I think
still
that's just
they're
the
still
quality
posting.
as well of those shorts, Paul. The quality,
Yeah, a lot of those
'cause
shorts are
they're
like
thinking their
clip
mindset
shot.
is
They're
still
not
thinking
cropped in the
long
right.
form instead of short form. So they have to, switch gears a little bit with that. But to Tim's point, I feel like if you're building your YouTube channel, the foundation does need to be long form.
Yeah.
So long form, and then subsidize it by maybe, like Tim was saying, maybe short, like trickle it in, short form, because you're still wanting to build your brand. But again, to Paul's point, it could mess with your pockets a
See,
little
I
bit.
just-
And for someone that is depending on
Yeah.
that money, that can be a
For
big
me, a
issue.
difference
But
between a 10 out of 10 and a 1 out of 10 is now hundreds of dollars
Yeah.
for my videos. If the videos are 1 out of 10 and 10 out of 10, it's not longer single dollars, longer dollars. It's hundreds of dollars for me. So when my bills rely on that, it's like, okay, I want to put as many ones as I can and
Yeah.
at least 10s I can. So I'm going to do
That's
whatever
important.
I can to make that happen. Yeah.
And the shorts don't pay anything. I mean,
No.
it's pennies. literally.
Not yet, unless the only thing I've seen people that say shorts are good is that it's exposure. It gets your name out there. Many people
Exposure.
see you.
the brand.
You get more brand deals from it, and eventually you get more people reaching out to you. You get different TV shows reaching out to you because a lot of them are watching shorts to find these people. So it's really good. So like I said, there's a place for shorts. I think shorts are
Right.
important. I think a lot of people are going to be watching more shorts in the future. I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen one person yet that could be able to pull off constant shorts and constant long form and have the same views on both and not have it affect one or the other. So
Right. makes
until I
sense.
see that, I'm not gonna start doing it. But again, that's me.
You know who I should have asked to be on here? Is Art. Because he does
Yeah.
both.
He's big on the shorts.
So
You
we're
calling
gonna
him right now?
We're calling
Calling
him
him?
right now.
Tell him jump on.
It's a
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me find my phone. Where the fuck is my phone?
got the first F-bomb 2
Yeah,
seconds
what's
in.
up? No, I'm always crying because I haven't talked to you in a while. Hey, Art, real quick question. We are having a heated
Live.
debate
Tell him he's live. By the way.
Tell him he's
with
live.
Paul, Tim over the years, and Angie Resells about how short form could affect your long form content on YouTube. And I know that you do both very well. So
Does everybody hear me talk right now?
yes.
Oh, okay.
So Art can't hear y'all because it's coming
Yes,
through
yeah,
my
yeah.
headphones.
Yeah.
But Art, could you weigh in on that? Do you feel like short form is messing with your long form content? Because you're doing both very well, and I feel like you are the perfect person to ask this to.
Yes and no. That's why a lot of YouTubers have like separate channels. You know how they have like a shorts channel.
And that's what we discussed. Because is that an issue?
Yes and no. It just depends on the creator. You know what I mean? Like there's people out there, bro, that just post anything on one channel, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? If you don't care about numbers. And nowadays, it doesn't even matter how many fucking subscribers you got. Excuse my language. It doesn't even matter how many subscribers somebody has anymore. Because, bro, like, I don't know, man. Just like those are all metrics. They're nice numbers and all that stuff, but
Vanity metrics, yeah.
it's all vanity metrics. End of the day, you know what I mean? Like, because I know, like, bro, there's creators. Like we talked about this at the front. There's creators that are bigger than me. They're asking questions about stuff. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter, bro. If you care about numbers like that, I don't recommend doing it because it will skyrocket. Because there's creators that we know, bro, that have hundreds of thousands of followers and they can't get any views on a long form video.
So do you think that is like you do both very well again, and I preface that. Do you feel like you are going to continue to put short form on your YouTube video, or are you going to do like make a separate
No,
channel.
I keep it on the same thing, bro. I haven't posted a short form on my YouTube channel in a while.
Yes.
I think since like June I haven't done it.
Uh-huh.
But
Wow.
there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think so.
Do you think it's messing with your money with putting out short form?
Hell no, bro. Messing with my money? It's making me money. What you talking about?
Well, on YouTube. On YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube? No.
Yes. You don't think
No.
so?
No.
Paul's here to disagree with you.
Oh, that's fine.
So for someone that out there is listening, do you feel like again, like can they put out short form at the same time they're putting out long form?
Yeah. Why not?
Well,
Why isn't he doing it? Ask him why hasn't he put a short.
What's
He hasn't put in a short
why
since
haven't you
June.
put out a short since June? Paul wants to know.
Because I have TikTok and Instagram. Like, I feel
'Cause
like those
TikTok.
platforms are better.
Exactly.
Because they do better on those platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more different on that, bro. Like,
Okay.
I feel like when I post a TikTok on that, I get replies, I get comments on that. People are going to my long form video. I totally get what you're saying. You know what I mean? That's all I was saying. You know,
Yeah.
people have a YouTube channel and a separate. You know what I mean? I post together. You know what I mean? So I can't be a hypocrite like, oh, do both. You know, but I see nothing wrong with it.
There you go.
You know, if you're consistent on putting YouTube videos, like,
Yes.
don't think a short is like, oh, a cop out for a video either. You know,
Uh-huh.
you got to continue posting the YouTube videos too. I think if you continue posting YouTube videos and put shorts at the same time, I think you'd be all right. You know, you just can't keep putting it like, oh, this is easier to make. Let me just make this instead. That
Yeah.
makes sense?
So you're like I said, the foundation of your YouTube channel needs to be the long form, and then subsidizing it by doing short form. But to be putting out the short form on other platforms to make money is way better.
I'm sorry, what was that second part again?
Putting out short form content in other platforms is better because it makes you more money.
Oh yeah, bro, it's a 9-day difference.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Art-
it is.
All right, Art. Well, thank you so much. I should have.
Tell him I said I love him.
But
Tell him I said I love him.
Everyone says they love you.
Paul says he
I
loves
love
you.
him too. I love everybody. I love Paul. I know Paul gives me crap about shorts and all that stuff, but nah, shorts are awesome, bro.
There you go. All right, buddy.
Shorts put me on. All right, I'll see
There
you
you
guys
go.
later.
See you, man. Thanks.
Yeah,
Well, there you
can
have it, Tim.
Can
I
you
saw-
share
I
my?
saw those
Can you share
hamsters.
my?
I
Can you
saw
share my
those
screen real
hamsters
quick?
rolling in there.
Ray, can you share?
Yes.
Talk about arrows, Tim. Look at Art's thumbnails. Talk about arrows.
I purposely put an arrow in the
Look
last
at
video
this.
that
Look
I
at this.
put
Look
up.
at this. This one has 3 of them. Just like a boom.
My next video, I'm gonna use 17 arrows.
We don't know. There was one of mine that said that went viral. I had 2 arrows, and then after that, I saw so many people post the same arrows on theirs, thinking that was like the new meta.
I was like, then I'm like making my thumbnail. I'm like, where the hell do these people find all these damn arrows? Like, I don't like any of these arrows. They just don't look appealing to me. I need like a
Isn't
nice,
that funny?
appealing
It's like I gotta
arrow.
find the right arrow.
Yeah.
I actually Googled mine, and I posted it from Google. It wasn't on Canva, the arrow that I got.
Yeah.
The arrow that I use. It's one like I found somewhere else.
That's funny.
So thoughts on
Yeah.
that, Tim? Because I know that I saw
No,
those hamsters
I
rolling.
just I understand it. I understood when Paul was saying it. Trust me. Like I confide in Paul in a lot of things. Like I wouldn't have put an arrow in my video if he didn't tell me I wasn't going to be a sellout. You know. So, but no, I just
Was that really true? If I told you don't do it, you would have put an arrow in your
I
video?
1000% was not. It was. I told myself I'm never going to put an arrow in. I told you in the podcast I'm never going to put an arrow in my video. And then I said, Paul, if I put an arrow on my video, am I gonna be a sellout? And he said no. So I said, okay, I'm gonna put an arrow on my video. I'm just gonna try it out, see what happens, right? But for me, I guess it's not for lack of being stubborn, right? It's just for me, I feel like everything that has been done was once never done before. Okay, that's how I live my life, right?
Mhm.
And so for me, it's like if everybody is doing the same method in the same way, right, over and over and over again, that becomes washed out within the grand scheme of things. It becomes dumbed down, right? And for me, like, I'm always trying to raise the bar. Like, I never want to dumb my stuff down for an algorithm. I never want to dumb my stuff down to get more views, right? But at the same time, this is what got me in trouble in the first round of YouTube, was by not necessarily bowing down to that, but not like trying to find a way to incorporate those concepts with my beliefs, because like I said, I'm trying to make money. So like I have to find a way to balance the two, balance my strong belief in being different and finding a way to beat what everybody says is the only way, right? But also, listening to that information and trying to find a balance to make it work. That's why I said, well, maybe one short for every 4 long form. Like, it's not like this is obviously, I'm speaking from my standpoint. It's not like one short video I'm not gonna have a short that's gonna go 2 million views, right?
You never know. You never
That's
know.
true.
You never know.
But if
true.
it does,
Especially with shorts, you have no clue what they push out, man.
yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm being real. I'm trying to keep my expectations to a realistic limitation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How many views does the hat video have?
like 20. Well, it depends on what platform.
Exactly.
Like just one platform. What's the one?
The
that has
highest
most?
number is on my TikTok, which has 23,000 views.
I bet if you give me the same video, I can chop it up. It'll get 1 million views.
Dang.
I guarantee it. I
Look at that.
guarantee it.
He said your editing sucks, Tim. Is pretty much what he just said.
But I'm not saying that because you need to build up to that story, and it's a good story, and I think that's a million. I think that's a 1 million view video.
Yeah, and also death threats.
It's definitely viral.
And
There's
buying stuff from like eBay and canceling it, giving me negative feedback because I'm a scum of the earth.
happened to me.
What?
That's why I don't.
They
put
never
out my
canceled
eBay public.
but I got negative feedback 3 times now before they got the item. And the negative feedback was like, don't trust this person. This person is a scum, all these things. And
Oh my gosh,
eBay
Bob.
reps said that is their experience. They're allowed to share that. So there we go.
Dang.
That's why. I
And
think
that
feedback
probably
is a
happened.
joke.
That probably happened from that guy who put out that
Oh, yeah.
video
Oh,
That
the
guy.
video that said, "Yeah, your feedback was so bad." Blah
Oh,
blah
that
blah.
one guy.
heckling
Yeah.
Steve.
Happened from him. Yep.
Yep.
Those people, his cronies, are still all over my videos.
Dang.
That is what that's listen, this is where the side of Tim I was telling you guys about. Like I'd go to that dude's house. I'd go to that dude's house and I'd bang on his door and I'd be like, bruh, you gonna take that video down right now because we got a problem.
I mean, they don't realize, like I was talking about this the thing to you, is that people see us as brands, right? People that see over the
Yes.
years, they see Flea Flipper. They don't see Tim. They don't see
I see
Paul.
gorgeous Ray.
And they think they can just make this kind of stuff, put this stuff out, put these gossip out, put these videos up, thinking that it won't affect the people as people.
I'm
So
a
he-
person, Tim.
So he could put out the
I
video
have
about Philly
feelings.
Flipper, not realizing that's going to affect Paul and my future business.
Yeah.
Like, thankfully,
Yes.
even if it doesn't care about feedback or whatever, I can have whatever feedback I want. But like legit, like I've had feedback on eBay from people that cancel my order, and eBay still let them keep their feedback. So like
Wow.
that system in itself is a joke. So people that can do that, buy from me, leave me negative, and it's on there. He thinks it won't affect me as a human being. It's just messed up.
Yeah,
Just
That's
where
messed
it's-
up.
So there is a dark side to this content creation.
There
ladies
is
and
a
gentlemen.
very dark
Well,
side.
that's why Ray doesn't have a store anywhere. If you look at Ray's eBay,
I don't
you can't
share
find
my
it.
store publicly, Tim, because of that reason. And I found that out like when my TikTok started to blow up. I had very, very terrible things happen in my eBay store.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's people that
for
just,
me,
like,
the
hound.
positives outweigh the negative right now because a lot of people
Mhm.
go and support me through that way.
Right,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not to do it. But yeah, I don't have my address on there. It's a PO box. I mean, they can just find
Yes.
what city I
Yeah,
live in if
see,
they
like
wanna find it
I'm
through
trying to
that.
get to that level. I'm trying to get a viewer sale, a PO box, and some stickers. Then I made it, ma. I made
you
it.
go,
Once
there
I
you
got
go.
a PO box, some stickers, and a viewer sale.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. That's a good way. I'm gonna end this with one thing, and then we can get out
We're
here.
just gonna just shop right there.
So yeah, I know, right?
Ray
So,
knows if he doesn't end this, he's gonna be talking for 4 more hours.
I know.
And
So
Tim
right
will still
here,
be talking.
last thing, and I'll start with Angie. What is some of the goals that you want to accomplish in the near future, maybe in the near year, with your content creation?
I want to grow my channel in educational videos, like teaching people. I really want to be able to reach people who are learning about eBay, because I think a lot of people have got away from that. We had, several years of people like teaching, and now it's more just about entertainment. And I really think that we've lost some of that education. I want it to be entertaining, but I want to bring back some of that education. Very Scott Cha-Ching King kind of. But I want to be more consistent.
But then YouTube will think only bots are watching you.
I know.
Tim, you don't know this, but Scott was talking to us. His videos have grown so much and so many subscribers at one time just because his educational videos are so good. YouTube said, you're getting your subscribers from somewhere crazy.
You're buying subs. That's what they accuse them of doing.
And views.
And what happens when YouTube accuses you of buying subs, they take your RPM and lower it by 90%. So the same video that was getting paid $10 for 1,000 views, now I'm making $1 a 1,000 views.
So you can't.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But I want to be consistent where people can, obviously grow my base, but that they can count on videos coming out from me on a regular. I want to be Paul. There you go.
Whoa.
My goal is to be more like Paul.
That is the wrong answer, Andy.
To go from agent to Paul in 1 year, that's quite the transition, man.
Yes.
It
can happen.
Rude. That was so rude. No, but Mir, really have a consistent base where people can count on me and count on what I'm putting out on a regular basis. And just so that like these guys, y'all are starting to do too, like where we are more like a channel that people can go to on a regular basis, know, hey, these days I'm putting out content and you can come and rely on it being there. So that's really what my goal is. And I think it will grow just on doing that. Because I do think I have really good information, but it's my consistency that is not what it needs to be.
Consistency. Paulie.
Paul wants to take over the universe with his channels.
Yes, I want to be pink in the brain over here. I want to grow.
Let me ask you a follow-up question.
Follow-up question to what? I didn't even answer the first
out?
Question. When is Paul? Never.
Okay.
I was.
You're burning the candle on both ends, my friend.
Yes.
I was on the brink of burnout a couple weeks ago before I changed my diet and my exercise plan, and now with that I got a lot more energy than what I used to have.
And
in
a
the
new
past.
channel idea at the same time.
Right.
New channel idea.
Because it's just not enough.
More energy.
Doing this. Might as well make more money.
I don't think I'm ever get to the burnout stage where I just completely stop posting things. I'm gonna get to the stage of like, okay, wait, I'm doing too many of these. Let me just drop it by a little bit. So for like, I was getting a little bit of burnout. So my thing was I dropped from 2 podcast episodes a week to 1. So if this will continue to happen and I'll give me burnout in the future, maybe I'll drop from 4 vlogs a week to 3 vlogs a week. So like I will take little things out of my schedule to prevent the burnout from happening. But I don't see it happening anytime soon. And then in the future, if the channel continues to grow, the goal is to find people that will help me, like editors or thumbnail makers, all these things that can take different tasks from me and continue to grow my channel, but not take that much time away from me. You know what I mean? So that, to answer your original question, that was my goal, at least for this year. Is I'm looking for an editor, Tim, in the great country of Ukraine. That is my goal, to find an editor in Ukraine, so I can pay them American dollars, because in US dollars in Ukraine are like gold right now,
Yeah.
So and I can find somebody that's really good and gets the job done, that will understand what I want, and I can pay him less than I can pay people here, and we'll get the same kind of thing. So I have already had people. I already had people like, well, you would have to talk to them. Like, how are you going to communicate with this person? In what?
Find a Ukrainian person that knows Spanish, and I'll talk to him in Spanish.
Find a Ukrainian person that knows Spanish. We'll try it. Yeah. There's 2 people already found, and I've been looking for about 2 weeks. I've already found 2 people. And
nice.
The issue with them so far is that they have no clue what reselling is. So
Yeah.
they both speak English, which is really good. So they
Mhm.
understand the concept of what I want. One of them's been watching some of my videos, so you can kind of understand what I want to portray. So we'll see how that works. If that happens, that's gonna like it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be
Yeah.
definitely a game changer. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's a goal to keep working on myself to be a better human being. That's a big goal. Be a better person. On YouTube, off YouTube, be better diet, better physical shape, all that kind of stuff. Because what's the point of making this money if you're gonna not be
You can't take it with you.
alive to experience all
true.
that stuff?
Mhm.
And then again, the reason why I moved here is work-life balance. Try to establish that and be better. Take more trips, more vacations, all that fun stuff
There you
while
go.
working hard at the same
And your
time.
life's gonna change dramatically once you get married. Trust me, right, Timmy?
Well, did you hear that on my goal change? I didn't put that on my goal list.
Oh, it'll be
getting
there.
married.
It'll be there.
Yeah, you just need to find yourself a nice Ukrainian girl.
Nice Ukrainian girl. What's she gonna do? I
Timmy.
need I need to find myself like a Josie. Does Josie have a sister?
No.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
There you go. Timmy, what about you?
All right. Time Magazine Man of the Year.
That's right.
1 million subscribers.
Shoot for the
Yeah,
moon.
That's pretty much where I'm at right
There
there.
we
Go.
Some of those are achievable.
No, I mean, realistically, I think that I want to I want to be able. I'm gonna put it in steps. Okay, first step is I want to be able to find the rhythm to the algorithm. Okay,
Ooh.
I want to be able to find what is working for me, how I can be true to myself but be successful at making content. Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
Number two is I want to fight through the times where I want to quit because I'm not happy with where I'm at and telling myself that I need to be happy where I'm at because where I was before. And then I think the ultimate goal is to have those two things combined to the point where I'm able to make enough money to be a larger contribution to things that my wife and I want to achieve as one. So I think that to me is basically the steps that I'm pursuing in this content creation game.
Love it.
And to help him get more money, use code RIN on when you download the photo room app.
Photoroom.com.
There you go. And guys, this podcast is sponsored by my reseller Genie. So use code NashvilleFlippers, get 15% off.
I wouldn't give out. You
The
know,
other
with my other code that I use on the live on my channel, I got people to sign up from it.
That's awesome.
When I drafted them in my draft league, I drafted the Genie. So it's probably my best draft ever. What are we talking about? My
Nice.
best
There you
draft
go.
pick ever. About how
Get
much
some
money.
under your belt for sure. So guys, all thank you so much for and to your point, Tim and Angie, if you're not content on where you are right now as a content creator, as a reseller, I mean, like Tim was saying, you're better than you were before. Let's
Yep.
try to make the next day better. And we all have these people around us that can champion us and just sharpen us. You know, we all, that's why we all talk. We want to get better. What is it? The water rises all boats, or what's the saying, Tim?
I don't know. I walk on water.
They walk on water too.
Subscribe to Tim Walks on Water 1 on
It's
two.
it's a high. I think it's like a high tide makes all the boats
Tide-
float, something like that, right?
Yeah,
with
something like
tide
that.
and
So,
boats,
guys-
I don't know.
Rising tide raises all.
Yeah. So
There we go.
surround
See,
yourself with people that
Tide
you trust.
pods. Tide pods for
encourage
the
you.
win is what I got.
Yes.
Tide
So,
pods.
anything else for the people? Tim, Angie, Paul.
No, I just I think that this is stuff that needs to happen more and more in the community. Is just keep feeding off of each other, helping each other, because just the reason why we can sit here and talk for so long is because all of us are here to not just push each other, but to benefit ourselves, but to most importantly to push others. And I think that we benefit the most when we are helping others. And I think that that's something that's really important to me. So definitely make sure you guys are doing everything you can to support these three beautiful people. And then after you support all three of them, you can come check me out. And then Reseller Information Network. I always got to plug that because that's like my home base where I can give the most back to the community. So definitely
Love
make
it.
sure you guys check them out. But yeah, please, just continue to help each other because, the last thing we need is for this community to be divided. We are
Yes.
stronger when we are united.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at right now.
There you go.
Great.
There you go.
I'm
So
about to
Anything
be
else for the
2 and
people,
0.
Angie?
About to be 2 and 0 in the RIN league, fantasy league. By the
I
way,
get
about to be 2 and 0.
smashed after Keith
Yeah.
had DeAndre Swift and Devonta Smith.
Yeah, you got There's about to be 1-1. I'm about to be 2 and 0.
Anything else, Angie?
No, I mean, I just think this was a great conversation that we're not having enough in YouTube, just sitting down and actually talking about the content that we're making, which is, thanks
It's
for,
a little peek behind the curtain.
yeah,
for sure.
thanks,
There you go.
Ray. This was
Because
really,
we have
really
we have
great
these
conversation.
conversations all the time. So why not
Behind the
put it
scenes,
on
yeah.
YouTube and monetize it?
But no,
I see what
daily
you
we
did
talk
there.
about this.
It's
We're
Inception.
behind the scenes doing this. So this is
Yeah.
actually really great content for everyone.
Yeah. So anything else, Polly?
No, subscribe to Ray.
There you go. Thank you all so
Subscribe to
much
Angie,
for
subscribe to
listening
Pam.
to This
That's
Week
it.
in Reselling, and follow us on all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And like always, my name is Ray, and we will catch you on
The flip side.
the flip side. See y'all. God bless.